Hello. It's been a while. A lot has happened since my last video. I've left North Carolina. I'm back in New England. Currently living with mom right now, so that's fun. I wanted to do a quick update on my Barnes& Noble haul, the first round for the November 2014 sale. Not too much so far, but also wanted to briefly dive into my collection because I've spent most of the past few Criterion.com and Barnes& Noble sales just upgrading Blu-rays, so I haven't really expanded my collection. It's pretty much stayed around 50, 60, which is not that much, but you know, when you're rebuying everything, it adds up. This video's probably going to be pretty long, so I'll try and keep brief when I talk about movies. Maybe I'll go in depth in actual reviews later, but for now, this is what I've got. Before I get into that, though, a couple books I found recently that are Criterion related. My Dinner with Andre, the screenplay. If you've seen the film, you know it's super wordy and kind of existential and maybe even philosophical. It's just got a lot of really cool stuff about cool ideas and cool, interesting ways in which to view the world. So reading it is kind of a good experience because the movie goes by so quickly that it's tough to keep along with some of these ideas. So definitely recommend this if you can find it. I got it for like 50 cents at a secondhand bookstore, so that was cool. Double Lives, Second Chances, the cinema of Krzysztof Kieslowski. This is the Annette Insdorf book. She does some of the commentaries and special features and whatnot on, I think, the Double Life of Veronique, but definitely on the Three Colors trilogy. And I haven't finished the book or really even gotten that far into it because, it references all of his cinema, and so I want to see a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen before I start to kind of spoil the surprise. If you saw the Wexner talk, you'll know that more Kieslowski's on the way. I'm hoping the Decalogue, maybe, but we'll see. So, those are books. Here are the 5 that I've picked up in Barnes & Noble so far. I might go later in the month. I'm planning on going out to the West Coast, possibly. So, once I know for sure whether or not I'm doing that, then I will either go or not go to Barnes & Noble, depending on whether I go or not go to the West Coast. So very small. Also, Christmas is coming up, and so I've been asking for these for Christmas. I'm broke. I got Rushmore. This is probably my favorite Wes Anderson movie. Been wanting to get it for a while. It's always the one I pick up last to try and, get to a certain total, stay within a certain budget, but I eventually go with a blind buy or something instead of picking up Rushmore because I want to try something new. But finally have that, so I'm happy to have it. Hilarious movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The Big Chill. This is one of the newer releases, maybe the newest, from Criterion. It's about a year and a half ago, maybe, there was the Toronto International Film Festival where there was a new transfer that Janus Films was presenting, and so it kind of was known that The Big Chill was coming for a while. I think they had a Laserdisc of it way back in the day. Great movie, really interesting ways in which there's a common theme of like discontent amongst everyone in their lives, but it's this group of college kids reuniting after a friend kills himself, and just reflecting on their lives, where they live, where they are in life now, various states of disarray and disrepair. So it's a good movie. I haven't really finished the disc yet, the set yet, so I haven't seen any of the documentaries or panels or any of that stuff. But I grew up watching the movie with my mom, so it kind of is just a movie I've always liked. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Life During Wartime, Todd Solondz. This is I got into Todd Solondz by going to a movie theater or a movie rental store, and I just was like, hey, I'm looking for something kind of lighthearted and funny, but with a bit of substance to it. And they recommended Dark Horse by Todd Solondz, which is a really fucked up movie. If you've seen anything by Todd Solondz, he's fucked up. And so it was like really uncomfortable to watch, but after it was all said and done, I really enjoyed it. So I started burning through more of his movies, and Life During Wartime is pretty funny. It's really, really twisted, so you have to have a certain kind of sense of humor. It is, it's not a movie you want to watch with like mom and dad or something. It's one you want to watch to yourself watch by yourself first and then see what you think of it. But I definitely recommend checking it out if you like weird, dark humor. Times of Harvey Milk. This is an upgrade from my DVD of Times of Harvey Milk. I like the documentary. I think Harvey Milk was a really cool character in LGBT history. It's a really important movie to have, and so I'm glad I finally upgraded it. I haven't even opened it yet, because I've already seen it, but eventually I'll see what the new transfer looks like, well, the new to me transfer. And then finally Medium Cool, also an upgrade, directed by Haskell Haskell Wexler. And so he was the cinematographer for a number of Terrence Malick's movies. The documentary, mockumentary, docudrama, I don't know what it falls under, but it's just kind of a cool thing if you're into 1960s American politics. Bunch of actual footage of the 68 DNC intertwined with this story, so it's hard to describe, but I have a lot of movies to go through now, so I'm going to try and burn through them or have like a 20-minute video. The Rules of the Game upgrade. I still have not watched this movie. I had the DVD, now I have the Blu-ray, and I still haven't watched it, and I feel bad, but it's always one of the like best movies. I think it's like it's one of the earlier Spine numbers, 216. So I'll get to that at some point, but from what I've been told, it's like one of the best, just the best films ever made, genre noir, so we'll see. Tokyo Story, I actually got this last Christmas, so around this time, and I haven't finished the set. I haven't seen all the special features, and to be honest, I haven't finished the movie. I got like 2/3 through, and it was, if you've seen Ozu, he's very slow, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I'm not saying, oh man, he's so slow, I can't watch it, but it's just like, it's really, you have to be in the right mood to watch it, because you really have to have the patience to sit through and marinate in all that sort of Bergman-esque or pre-Bergman sadness. So Battle of Algiers is one of my favorite in the collection. Also, when I upgraded during one of these sales, I haven't opened the Blu-ray. You'll notice that with a lot of these that I haven't opened them because I've burned through the DVD, and then why do I want to do it again on the Blu-ray? So I'm just waiting for when I want to watch the film itself. And the Battle of Algiers is one of those sets that I always recommend people buy when they're like, oh, what should I get? Because it's so robust, and there's so many cool special features, and really interesting insight into the film and how it's had a legacy beyond the cinema. So Fanny and Alexander, the box set, I was given this either for Christmas or a birthday maybe a year or so ago, and I never made it all the way through. I got about 4 hours through, which is when you can't finish a movie that's 6 hours long. So this is actually one that's been in the back of my head about watching lately, because it's sort of Christmassy. It's super sad, but it still takes place around Christmas time, so I do want to watch it and get through some of those special features. I was actually thinking about doing it today, maybe at least going halfway through, so we'll see. But this is the only Bergman I can tolerate. I actually really don't like Bergman. I think Persona is pretentious. I think The Seventh Seal is boring. I understand it's Bergman's contribution to cinema, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I like Fanny Alexander. Double Life of Veronique, I think I've talked about this before. Kieslowski movie, love Kieslowski. That was my first one of his. He's just beautiful. Him and his collaborative team, his composers, his cinematographers, everything. The performances he pulls out of people. It's just he's so expressive and so fun just to watch his movies. They're really, really pretty. It's like going to a museum or something. You're just like surrounded by all this incredible art that you feel overwhelmed by. Same thing with him. Emotion just sweeps over you. Similar filmmaker, Terrence Malick, Thin Red Line. I haven't watched the Blu-ray yet. I kind of should, because the Blu-ray is probably awesome. But this is my first Malick that I bought, and not my favorite, but not my least favorite. It's kind of in the middle. But gorgeous film. Really great way of looking at war, in the same way the Battle of Algiers has a kind of humanistic bent to conflict, more from the ground up. The Thin Red Line is similar, in where it's talking about war, not from this glorification, but more from what it looks like to the soldiers, what they go through during war, so it's pretty cool. Vive sa vie, this is my favorite Godard. There's also a great movie in Porte-Moi, which is a French or Canadian film that's pays a lot of homage to Vive sa vie. Anna Karenina has has a great performance in there. So many iconic scenes. The cafe with the swirling galaxy-like, cosmos-like coffee. Where she's talking about the philosopher. The dance hall scene where she's really sultrily dancing around. I mean, just an awesome, cool movie. You know, you see some of his Godard's movies, and you're like, what's the big deal with this guy? And you know, you do have to do your history and realize, okay, he contributed this or that. But as a movie itself, sometimes it can just be, a story can be kind of boring, and the characters can be sort of repulsive. But and vis-a-vis, you can really sympathize and empathize with the character, which goes a long way. Days of Heaven, my favorite Malick movie. I have a Days of Heaven tattoo. There it is. Just beautiful. The performances are great. Every single shot is awesome. I mean, if you ever want to tell somebody what the golden hour is, just put on some scenes from Days of Heaven, because the whole fucking movie's shot in the golden hour. Breathless, another Godard. I've actually never finished this. I feel awful. I really need to have just like 1 or 2 weekends where I just do nothing. But between, you know, leaving my last job, leaving North Carolina, moving back home, all this stuff, it's been challenging to find both the time itself, because I'm working a retail job right now, working at a movie theater. And so my hours are always weird, and it's tough to find the personal space to sit there and actually watch one of these movies. So I've been watching a lot of fluffy, like, Netflix shit lately, but I'll finish it before the year. I'll promise you that, YouTube. Repo Man, Alex Cox's kind of science fiction-y black comedy, about all these punk kids. Well, one in particular, played by Milo Estevez, who's a repo man, and kind of all the weird shit he experiences trying to find this car. Really good performances, jokes are on point. It's one of my more accessible Criterion films. If I'm ever like, you know, someone's like, what is Criterion? It isn't just stupid art house films. Like, no, there's cool shit in there. So Repo Man's one that I go to when I try and tell people that it's not just for yuppies and whatever. Three Colors Trilogy, Blue, White, Red. This is an awesome set. Must have for every Criterion fan, movie fan, art house fan, whatever. I actually haven't finished Red, but I think Blue is my favorite. I like White. I think Red would top White, but I don't know because I haven't finished it. But I mean, jam-packed with all kinds of shit on here. But some of his other short films, documentaries, interviews, commentaries, essays. I mean, the book that it comes with is a pretty good booklet. So, especially for the half-off sale, get this now, because I think it's $30, $35 on Blu-ray. Fish Tank. This is what's her name? Andrea Arnold. Really cool director. Did some well-received short films. British female director. And then that was kind of her coming out party, and it's fucking amazing. It's in the same vein as that 400 Blows style of the l'enfant terrible or whatever it is. Just a really like shitty kid who's living in a shitty situation and hates everything, and her mom is kind of not a great person, but ultimately you love her and all that. It's a cool, great movie. It's one of the better contemporary flicks in the Criterion Collection, so worth checking out. There's some good shorts on there, so one of them, Wasp, is awesome, and I think you can find it on YouTube. The Night of the Hunter, pretty cool, sort of Southern Gothic, noir-y film. Beautifully shot, one of my favorite looking films. I think the story is okay, and you're kind of on the edge of your seat, but the performances are awesome, but the cinematography, I guess, or the camera work is just out of this world, especially for like 1955. So good one to check out. Better to get on the half-off sale because it's not very feature-rich, and it's $50 normally, so get it for $25 more if you've got a membership or something. House, I've talked about this before on here, just batshit insane movie, kind of horror-y film. I think it was Kogonada or some video essayist did a video on like a 5-minute video on how House actually has a lot of, it seems stupid when you watch it, but actually there's all this imagery and reference to the bomb, the bombing, well, I guess the firebombing of Tokyo, but also more importantly the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombing. So kind of changed my view of the movie a bit. I do want to rewatch it after having seen that. So House is awesome. Badlands, Malick's debut. cool movie. I was in a job interview yesterday, and the guy brought up Badlands. I mean, it's a film a lot of people know about. It's not my favorite Malick. It's probably right there in the middle, just like Thin Red Line. But Sissy Spacek is awesome. If you've seen Moonrise Kingdom, there's some cool allusions to that too. It's a really well respected film. If you're into like, I don't know what to describe, like not like road trips, because it's not a road trip movie, but or road comedy, but that style of film, you might be into that. But it's a good entryway for some Malick people who don't know anything about Malick. So Weekend, similar to Fish Tank in the sense that it's a really great contemporary English film in the collection. Queer film, one of the better ones I've seen in a long time. I think Stranger by the Lake is the only one that can top it, and that came out earlier this year or late last year. Really graphic, so if you're uncomfortable by homosexuality, you're gonna probably not like the movie, but I probably wouldn't like you. But Weekend is so good. Just for being a love story, it's incredible and heartbreaking at times, and just really captures a lot of sweet moments, just as a love story, not just a gay love story, but it's also a great gay love story. Harold and Maude, probably one of my favorite movies. Blade Runner is one of my favorite, but I think I've shown my Harold tattoo. He's upside down. Whoop. There he's hanging. Yeah, love it to death. Can't say anything more about it. I've probably seen the movie 20 fucking times. I've given it as gifts to people. It's one of those ones that I'm like, you need to watch this if you don't know anything about it. Godzilla. I haven't watched the Blu-ray yet. Again, an upgrade I made. Really good set. It's pretty feature rich for a $20 half off set. Because it's got the two movies, the English or American adaptation, and then the original Godzilla, King of the Monsters, or whatever. Tiny Furniture. People hate this movie. I love it. I like Lena Dunham. She's kind of repulsive lately. She's getting a little too whiny and obnoxious in her creative process. Like in Girls, I think it's getting kind of non-relatable, but she's still a really solid young talent, and I'm excited to see where her career goes down the road. She did an essay in The Big Chill set, which has moments that's sort of solipsistic, and you're like, come on, Lena, like you're the one that gives millennials a bad name with that kind of shit where it's me first. But also she has a really strong vision, and so if you can read past some of the solipsism in the essay, you can see that she actually makes some really solid points. So yeah, get Tiny Furniture. If not, whatever. Frances Ha, Noah Baumbach. I love the movie. I hate this edition because there's fucking no features on it. I mean, there's some on there, but it's kind of lackluster. George Washington. This is David Gordon Green's debut. One of my favorite films. One of the ones I think is the most underrated in the collection. Malick-esque. Great performances from the children. Some okay features on there, but again, it's pretty sparse. But that's a great blind buy because so many people don't know anything about it. They kind of see it like, what the hell is this? I think it's on the Hulu channel. If you have Hulu, watch it. If you want to blind buy something and you like Malick or you like Kieslowski or you like shit like that, buy it. It's great. Wonderful. Underrated. Grey Gardens. One of my favorite movies. I have a little Edie tattoo right there. Love it. One of the best documentaries. Maybe the best documentary in my opinion. They also have The Beals of Grey Gardens, which adds some features from this. So when you watch the first one and then you watch The Beals, the sort of sequel, all with footage from that same time period, you can get this amazing picture of these just really, in my opinion, charming people. They fell from grace in such a beautiful way. I mean, I would hope that if I went from beautiful debutante that's the belle of the ball in New York City to living in a place where there's cat piss and like no food, that I could be that. I could like love life that much. But worth seeing. It's on Hulu. It's on YouTube probably too. Probably on Netflix. I don't know. Watch it. It's great. The Hidden Fortress. This is the Kurosawa film that George Lucas says kind of inspired Star Wars. I have a Star Wars tattoo up there, the Imperial insignia. So I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I didn't really like The Hidden Fortress that much. I mean, I can see how it's influential on Star Wars, but as a film, I don't know. I don't like Kurosawa's samurai movies that much. I want to check out his later stuff because I just don't. I don't know. It's not doing much for me. So, The Red Shoes. I think this is beautiful. I love this movie. Sounds like there's something broken in there. There it is. but stunning. Like it's just so pretty. It's one of the reasons you would get a Blu-ray player or something. The performances are great. The ballet that's maybe 10-15 minutes long halfway through is one of the best scenes in film ever, I think. Check it out. Seven Samurai. This is Akira Kurosawa's classic. Probably one of the best movies ever made. It's good. I like it. I think it's, from a technical perspective, it's got a bunch of really cool shit, like the rain and the arrows, and I mean, the way that they create the sets. So, cool. Blue is the warmest color. Really like the movie. Another great contemporary queer love story. I want the robust set that Criterion said they were going to make, because when they released it, they said, you know, we're doing this one now, we'll do a more comprehensive set later. I'm still waiting. The Long Day Closes, I haven't finished it, but I bought this right around the time I moved, so I haven't, you know, it's just been sitting on my shelf for a while. From what I gather, it's just a really pretty film, like a Maliki type film, highly lyrical from what I've seen, and it does have another queer bent to it. I guess the kid is discovering his sexuality. I haven't seen enough of it to know, so, but it's pretty to look at, so. Nashville, I think this movie's hilarious. I think it's great. I love 1970s sort of American New Wave stuff, and so that's right up my alley. And it's a pretty meaty set. I think it's $40 too, so you get quite a bit for $20. And it's you know, Criterion are phasing out the Blu-ray DVD combo pack, so it's nice to have a full-on thick set like this that you can hold on to for a while, because you know when they eventually run out of stock, they're going to go to the, you know, flimsier whatever. So the digipacks, I guess. These are DVDs now. Downhill Racer. I don't think they have a Blu-ray for this. That's why I haven't upgraded it yet. Robert Redford movie, kind of in the same 60s, 70s American New Wave. On that note, the BBS set, I want to upgrade this so badly during this sale. If I don't go out to the West Coast, I'm probably gonna upgrade this, because I have a membership, Barnes & Noble membership, and a coupon. I could get the set for like $46, I think. I live in New Hampshire, so there's no tax up here either. So I'm holding on to my money, but if I don't go out west, I'm definitely upgrading this, because this is my favorite probably in the collection, as a set. Like, not my favorite movies per se, but there's a bunch of great movies in here. So good, so good, so good, so good. This is the box set, I think. You know, there's the Tati set, the Demi set, whatever. This is my set, so hopefully I'll upgrade that. Merchant Ivory's Jane Austen in Manhattan. As you know, Criterion lost the rights to Merchant Ivory. They probably should have never had them in the first place, but there were some legal snafus. This is I'm a huge Blade Runner fan. Blade Runner is my favorite movie, so I bought it because Sean Young is in it, and it's kind of a weird movie. But Morris, also Merchant Ivory, another great queer love story based on the E.M. Forster novel. Hugh Grant and Rupert Graves are super young in this, and I kind of don't like either of the actors, but in this, they're phenomenal. Solid movie. It's a great period piece movie. It's a great sort of romanticism movie. It's a great love story. It's a great queer movie, however you want to define it, but it's a solid movie. Chasing Amy, I like Kevin Smith quite a bit. I have, somewhere up there, I have the screenplay to this and Clerks in a sort of double-bound set. I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. So, also a Criterion sort of related book, I guess. I don't know what the Blu-ray's like, but I know Criterion doesn't have a Blu-ray, but there's Miramax put one out, and I haven't heard much about it, so I don't know if I'll ever upgrade, but My Own Private Idaho, this is Gus Van Sant's sort of take on Macbeth, Keanu Reeves, young Keanu Reeves, and what's his name? Christian, not Slater. Is it Slater? No. I don't remember. River Phoenix, that's his name. You know, promising young actor who, whatever. Kind of a queer bent to it too, but I don't know. This is one of the ones that I would hope that Criterion upgrades eventually, but the set that it's in now is gorgeous. I mean, super thick book, and the set that folds out is really nice as well. So probably one of the better DVD only titles that exist in the collection that I think could warrant an upgrade, but it's pretty nonetheless, and I take good care of it. It just looks like that intentionally. I'm not, I don't have frayed edges or anything. Missing, Sissy Spacek was in Badlands earlier. She's in Missing as well. It's kind of a political drama in, I think it's what's the Chilean, it's whatever the controversy was in Chile, the political controversy in the 70s, what the fuck is it called? The whatever coup. It's kind of talking about that, and it's not too long after that, 82, so it's less than 10 years after that, so pretty solid political drama. It's a hefty set. The essays are pretty big. I think it could warrant an upgrade, but so far it's a DVD only. Chunking Express, I'm sad that it's out of print. I want the Blu-ray. I've heard I think BFI or whatever it is, the Blu-ray that's like $7 uses the same transfer, so maybe I'll get that someday just to watch Chunking Express, but great film, Wong Kar-wai. I want to get In the Mood for Love. That's probably one that I'll get if I don't go out west, so My Dinner with Andre, you heard me talking about that when I talk about the book, so I won't spend too much more time on it, but great movie. 2 or 3 things I know about her. Jean-Luc Godard. I don't know what to make of this. I should rewatch it, but I remember it being alright when I watched it, so it's very, I like the way it looks, sort of dives into the female psyche with a sort of, sad is too weird a word. It's kind of capturing that feminine mystique or whatever, so that's cool. Monsoon Wedding. I want to upgrade this one. I like the movie. A lot of people don't like the movie. I don't know if the Blu-ray has all the short films that are on this one as well, but I kind of don't want to upgrade. I don't want to sell it when I upgrade because I like the digipack. It's way prettier to look at than that, crystal case. So that is my Criterion Collection. I burned through it, I know. I might do another video later in the month, again, if I don't go out west. I'll pick up probably 3 or 4 titles at the very least, a couple upgrades, so yeah, maybe you'll see more videos of me soon. Hopefully all the audio sounded great. I'm trying out a microphone that I have in my closet, a USB microphone. Hopefully the lighting is good. I can see that I'm really blurry when I move around, so sorry about that. But yeah, leave some feedback, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and hopefully you'll hear from me soon.